Hey,
Good
Dom.
morning. Good morning. Good morning. Bro, I saw you doing that work in the background and I was like, "Oh shoot, I need to like double down on my shares for a second here and try to like get more people in here if we're gonna witness Jay live painting, not parenting, live painting in the moment."
Live painting, Dom. Why am I doing this? I needed to mix things up. I was listening to Ryan and Ann's playback before we got on today, and I woke up I woke up too early. Woke up normal time, but it was like I woke up like I probably needed more sleep. Laid on a couch, turned on Monty Python's Meaning of Life, and then proceeded to fall asleep in this fever dream based on Monty Python's Meaning of Life. If you ever seen it, it's completely nonsensical, much like what real life can be. So it was a very odd morning, totally not like any other morning. And then started listening to Ann and Ryan. As I was
Mm,
doing that, I was scrolling through. I don't know if you ever like actually like scroll through Twitch and the amount of stuff that is actually like the amount of nonsense that's on there, just like people talking about literally anything.
oh,
And and
and we're one of them.
no, I think
Okay.
we're very pointed uh in our topics, but I
Yeah.
was just kind of I was sitting there and I'm like I gotta fucking do something different. So I was thinking of like our talk last year with Ben Kind, how we talked for like an hour and a half while he was just doing his thing. And I'm like,
Yeah.
maybe this will help me get my brain going. So that's what I'm
Maybe.
doing today. So so yeah, this is Kiki. I'm painting Kiki. This has just started yesterday.
Oh, wow.
So Dom, let's
That goes
talk.
quick, huh? Good morning, gentlemen. Mike, Dylan, MP, David. What's up, fellas? Yeah, live parenting would be something, right? Mm,
Get the GoPro on your forehead
mm.
and
Jay, is that
paint.
a pastel? Is that a pastel doggy portrait, Kiki?
Nope, this is oil paint.
Okay.
Why oil
So you
paint?
just said you just started that yesterday?
Yeah,
So you
this is
pencil it
like the
out first?
say it again.
Do you pencil it out first and then just throw paint on, or are you just like going right to town with the paint?
No, I trace it out first. It's this is a kid portrait of a friend's kid. Looks really weird in pencil, but
Mm, mhm.
that's what I'm doing next.
And
So
is
yeah,
it usually someone gives you a picture, right? Or a couple of pictures, or and you kind of like mirror the image off of that, or and create your own version of it, right?
yeah, I pencil it. Sometimes I project it. Sometimes I do some Procreate creative work.
Yeah.
Um, I never do it the same.
Morning, Brian. Yeah.
Kind of like how we do
Always
parenting.
keeping you. Yeah. Nice.
Every day's different.
Yeah.
So
Always keep yourself fresh.
yeah, so this is what we call the color blocking stage, where it's just blocks of color before we get into the details and blending.
Mm,
So
gotcha. That looks good, man.
thanks, man.
And is that a local person that hired you?
This is local, yeah, and
Will you
unfortunately,
will you get to meet Kiki?
Unfortunately, I don't because Kiki unfortunately passed away
Okay,
later last
got
year.
it. Okay,
So,
so it's a memorial.
so
I
I
like that.
do. Yeah, I would say last year most of the things I did were memorials. So
Okay.
I'm very honored when people ask me to give them something to remember their pet by. So,
Well, we didn't cheers, but that was like really well timed right there.
oh,
It's okay.
hey, I don't know if you've drank the non-sparkling version, but I'm kind of
I used
enjoying it.
to. Is that
Without
like the is that like the ginger peach or something like that, or
No, this is the peach mango plus green tea.
green tea? That's what it was. Yeah. Yep. I've
We're almost at 500 episodes. We're 4 away from 500, and Celsius still hasn't sponsored us yet. I don't know why.
I know Celsius has basically been in 500 episodes, especially if you count Ryan's double dip um and the after dark. Yeah, I used to drink that one. It went a little stale for me. I didn't really care for it, so I went back to the sparkling. But that used to be in my weekly rotation for sure. That was a good
Mm,
flavor.
nice.
When I first discovered Celsius, I just basically like bought all the flavors and tried them all and narrowed my way down to the ones that were going to stay with me for years. And it actually has been years now.
Yeah.
Been on the
Um,
Celsius train.
anything but orange.
Mike, y'all are 50% of the reason I added Celsius to my toolkit. Let's go.
Excellent. Excellent.
It took me a while, but I like this layout with me very small and you very large. Celsius is slacking on sponsorship. Yeah, I know. I mean, it would help if we reached out, but I don't think any of us have. The talk of sponsorship is just like a funny, like it's like, oh yeah, it'd be cool, like to like have that, and then it's like, but do we really like want that? Like don't, I don't want a big corporate looking over my shoulder,
If they
telling me
keep
about things I should.
if they keep sending boxes of Celsius, yes, I will do that.
Yeah, like
Um,
that version of us. But to me it would be similar, and we'll tie this in real quick. Hold on, I need to get the boss on the line. Um, it would be similar, like a similar feeling to like today's reading of like the kids are always listening to you, right? Like big corporate's always listening to you. It's like then you got to watch what you're saying on the show. You already have to watch what you're saying in life.
yeah.
Good morning, Dan. Thanks for breaking that up. Maybe couch art project to win Celsius attention. Yeah. Just put like in the background of Kiki's photo. I mean, you can't like obviously just put a little can of Celsius back in there.
Yeah. Here's a Celsius pro tip. If you ever do an event like
Three
a
for sexy.
5K or something, if there's a Celsius tent, hang around the Celsius tent towards the end of the event, and they'll just start giving away
Mm-hmm. Yep.
whatever stock they have.
Yeah.
Um, I
I don't
did
want to
uh,
take that back.
I did the Boulder a few weeks ago back in November, and the amount of people walking back to their cars with like full boxes of Celsius was hilarious.
Nice. Nice.
So yeah, hang out till the end, folks, for sure.
Yeah.
Um,
Nasty weather up in Wisconsin. Sorry to hear that, Dan. Knuckle
yeah,
under.
we're doing okay with weather. Ryan and Ann were also talking about time. I don't. Do you guys
Hmm.
hear anybody in the chat listen back to Ryan and Ann? I'm assuming. I'm sure some of us were there, but they talked about the time concept of time and how we kind of guide our kids through that. And Ryan and Ann's point was like kids like they don't really have a good, it's like time to them, or the concept of time when you tell them like a minute amount or 30 minutes or 10 minutes till they
Yeah.
go, it's like they don't really understand it. Maybe they do, I don't know. But in our house in the morning, when I say it's like, hey, we're getting in the car in 5 minutes to go to school, I don't think, now that like after I heard him say that, I was thinking about it, it's like I don't think they hear 5 minutes. I just think they start to get stressed out because that just means we're leaving soon. Like it's not like finish your breakfast and then we leave. It's like
Yeah.
most of the time it's like 5 minutes and I'm like, okay, dad just gonna take a shower and get dressed really fast and then we're gonna go, which to them is like dad's rushing around for the next 5 minutes and stressing us out. So I think that was a good point to wake up with.
Yeah.
And then just like how my day is segmented, like, I mean, we're adults, we run our days by clocks. We've talked a little bit in the past about how like we schedule our free time, whether or not we do. We've talked about, you know, playing around with the, I do a lot of like Pomodoro timing, like 25 minutes on, 5 minutes off.
Hmm.
And this morning I kind of woke up and just kind of in this daze of trying to not look at clocks, kind of letting go of that regular schedule because I don't know, it just kind of maybe a little crash out, not sure. But it was a good little insight to thinking about how kids think about how we spend our time
Yeah.
or how we measure time and
Yeah.
what they hear us say during that.
I definitely enjoyed and always have enjoyed a good old fashioned Ryan talk. Um, and then yeah, I completely understand what they were talking about because we, you know, we give a little bit more warning is all we've been doing with our kids, and obviously like, we have two older girls, so it's a little easier with them. They do understand somewhat the concepts of time. Um, but to me, it's always the weird fact that like they know what, unless it's like a brand new place that we've never been, they generally know what they're getting themselves into and they know where they're going, and they have some version of like liking that thing. It's not like I'm not talking about like taking them to the dentist or to the doctors or anything like that, but like uh even going to school or the park or a play date or knots or something like that, it still feels like like we're ripping them out of their comfort zone. So there's like a little fight in them, and it's like we're constantly having to remind them, like, we're just taking you somewhere to have fun, right? Like somewhere to entertain you, somewhere to get outside so that you're not on your device all the time and in a screen and stuck to the couch and munching. Like we're going to have fun. And then it really is just that, like, 5 to 20 minutes of that rush out the house before they get to the place, and then like the fun is had and it's like, oh, it's such an amazing day, and it's like, yeah, I just wish we didn't have that like 5 to 20 minutes where like we all pissed each other off. Like if some and I don't know the fix for it other than like as parents, like it's our job, like being the more experienced, smarter, more self-aware humans in the room, or supposed to be those things. um it's our job to realize that it's going to be chaos and go into it with the expectation that it's always going to be that way, and that you just got to like let it all roll off your back, because that once you get to the destination, even if it's just unloading them to school, like once you get to the destination, it's like, okay, then there's like I can breathe again, the chaos is done, and you're on to whatever that fun event is, or that, them being in school and you being able to go to work, have your personal time, whatever it is you do while they're in school.
Yeah. As you were saying that, I was kind of thinking about the reading from past few days where they're watching what we're doing. We try to remain consistent, and like, when we talk about like the, your busy mornings, busy afternoons, busy evenings, a lot of it is at the very best, when I think about it, in the best case scenario, it's like trying to do things the same way every time. So it's like, so they know what's expected,
Yeah.
that over time that just kind of becomes the it just becomes what you do. There's no stress involved because it's like, this is what we do. This is how we get ready. And, despite how stressful the morning may be, uh, some of those things we keep on the inside, or trying not to trying not to vocalize the stress of the moment come out, to uh, not protect them, but just to kind of let them into that particular slice of the day. Whereas like, this is how it's done. And we're going to do the same way every time. So, because with the goal of like, eventually they just start doing it themselves. Um, like the when it goes well, like when things go haywire, it's like, if I'm running behind, um, or if like one of the girls running behind, or my 6-year-old starts losing her shit because she needs breakfast, she can't find her one shoe, that
Yeah.
that that sets everybody off. And the way that I'm reacting to it is normally pretty good. It's like, it's going to happen. Shoe's going to get lost. Breakfast is not going to be eaten until 90 seconds before like leaving the door. And I'm usually pretty mindful of how I handle that change, where like, I used to lose it. It's like I used to
Mm-hmm.
get annoyed. I used to get like vocally annoyed that, like, breakfast has been sitting there for 30 minutes and you didn't touch until we have to leave. That it's going to happen because she's 6. So
Yeah.
how I react to it to the other kids definitely affects their morning and the rest of the day. So, I definitely watch what I say, to kind of reference today's page. I think I'm pretty good about being mindful of how I react to that, but there's always going to be times when I lose it. So I did do the reading.
I did as well. It's a good reminder, like like every page is, right? It's a good reminder to just like like kind of like remember what space you're in, like physical and mental. So remember what space you're in mentally when you're around your kids, so that you're careful not to, speak in a way that may color the way that they grow up, the way that they speak to people. And it's hard to do. There's going to be plenty of times you slip up, plenty of mistakes. Obviously, like what you were talking about, what we were talking about before, in charged situations, it's really hard, when you're charged up in their direction. But I think the reading was mainly pointing out like how you talk about other people, like how you like, I come home, and when it's my turn to talk about my day, how can I, how can I vent about my day, when like we've talked about on here before in the last couple of days, that like when you tend to rethink the day, those negative interactions do burn brighter in your mind than the normal, or the like the positive-ish ones. So it's like when I come home, or when I come on here, or when I talk to a friend on the phone on my commute home, um, Brofit cousin called me. um, the negative stuff that's happened to me like burns a little brighter. So like I'll go into those conversations like maybe complaining about a client or a subcontractor or stuff like that, and that this reading is just a reminder to try to bring more light into that, bring more positivity, and like, oh, this client complimented my work, or and just try to like keep that more towards the forefront of your. And it's a very helpful reminder, because if you kind of let that stuff go, the bad parts, and keep more of the positive in your mind, obviously it's gonna change your perspective too, your day, like how you feel about the day-to-day life, how it's going. So yeah, I like it.
Yeah. Ryan and Ann were also talking kind of similar idea. Dom and Ann were kind of talking about they were trying to find good news yesterday, which is really
Oh
hard
yeah.
these days.
Wait, hold on.
Did you hear the great news?
Slam there. And you guys didn't see, but Jason and I were both dancing in the background. So
Heck yeah,
yeah.
pants off, dance off. Dom's not wearing pants today.
Bruh.
Yeah, hard to find good news, and like once in a while, Kristen will turn on the news
Look
because
what I
just
found.
background. Right? That's good.
www.goodnewsnetwork.org. Look at this. Rare twins born in the mountain gorilla family in Virunj National Park. There's good news all over the place,
There
people.
we go.
You
Way
just
to
gotta
go,
you just gotta
gorillas!
type you just gotta type good news in the search. Come on, Ann and Ryan, get with it. I also sent them I tagged them in a Instagram post. So did you ever watch the show The Office with Steve Carell?
Absolutely.
Of course, everybody should. Everybody has all that stuff. But the actor who plays Jim, I think his name is Jason, right? Maybe his name is Jim. Jim Krasinski or
No, isn't it Ryan? No, it
Ryan
is no,
Krasinski.
no. John
Yeah.
Krasinski. That's what it is. John
Okay.
Krasinski. Yeah,
John Krasinski. Yeah. So he after that, after The Office, or a little bit after that, like he's gone into a couple other TV shows and movies and stuff like that. But he
he got handsome. He had a glow up for sure.
Bro, yeah, it was the beard for sure, like obviously. Um, but he jumped on Instagram and he started a like a series called Some Good News, and it was really funny because he like turned his office at his house into like a studio, and he just like sat there and live recorded and searched the internet for good news, and would like bring up stuff and talk about it, and then make some funny jokes and some references. I think he even had a second where Steve Carell came on with him. So I searched that up on Instagram and I tagged Ryan and Ann in that because I remember it pretty vividly when he started it. It was pretty funny and it was mostly around him. But now I think their Instagram account or whatever is basically just like reporting the or recording the news articles or something. I didn't dive too far into it. My main goal was helping out Ryan and Ann so that Ryan has something to do with this little.
Did you hear the great news?
It's
Oh,
so
Ryan,
funny.
Ryan and your assets.
Oh, I love that guy.
Ryan's got great assets.
Yeah, and that was the other funny part is like Krasinski, if I'm saying it right, I know I'm not. He would
Yeah,
every
you got
now and then he would every now and like so he'd have a suit like look like a news anchor on the top, but every now and then he'd stand up and he'd just have board shorts, like ridiculous board shorts on. So
yeah.
I remember that being as like a funny thing. Good movie director. I don't think I knew that he was directing. I'm sure I've seen something. Some Good News was an excellent short production. Yeah. Yeah, it was a short. Hmm. His wife would sometimes host the show too. Oh, nice. All right. See, we got some people who know it too.
Yeah.
Good stuff. I like
Yeah.
that idea that Ryan, bringing, searching up good news and like sending sending that article or reading that for me, sending the article to my teenage children, for you and Ryan and others with young children, reading it to them or showing them, the video if there's an actual like news video. I like that. That's not a bad idea, Mr. Turner. See, every now and then he comes up with gems.
Yeah. So along with the news here,
What the hell
uh,
is that? Oh, that's you.
it's like what you feed yourself. It's like if you're just watching the bad news, like everybody doom scrolls. Hopefully you don't. But it's like how shitty do you feel after you doom scroll for like 5 minutes? You never feel
Hmm.
never feel better, right? But it's the same with like how you talk around your kids. Whether it's talking about work whether it's talking about like a disagreement with a friend or whatever. They pick up on that stuff for sure. And then one of the questions from today's reading that I have listed here is like, what's something that you've heard your kids repeat that you didn't intend? And one of those things is um, the general opinion or vibe they get from somebody, like when they come up in conversation. Like there was like somebody that Kristen was having some kind of disagreement with. I think maybe we both were, but the way that we were talking about it was, not the best about that person. And
Yeah.
then, like next time they came up in conversation, I think it was Junie, because our 10-year-old remembers everything. She started like talking about the things we were talking to before. It was like we're hanging out, but it's like, well, I thought you guys said that you guys weren't getting along, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, that's weird that she remembered it. So we had to explain, adults sometimes disagree, adults sometimes don't get along, but it doesn't mean that we're not still friends. So
It's so fucking difficult.
yeah,
But I agree with Mike here. Like that was one of the reasons. That's one of the things that like brought me into the Be Friends community, and like what kind of how this stuff like this started and everything. And it's just we do tend to emphasize being a place where you can share, your wins and your losses, um, and then just kind of lift each other up and support and give congratulations and try to like Gary. One of Gary's big things is like there's abundance in the world, and just because someone else is winning doesn't mean you can't also win too, and celebrating them is the better path, obviously sticking more towards positivity and kindness, um and that you don't need to tear someone down in order to build yourself up. Like just build yourself up, cheer them on, like all that kind of stuff. Like, and he's a big proponent in that in the space, and it's helped a lot. I don't know that it's brought it all the way home to me, like it's sunken all the way into me. Like me and my office mate Scott here, like we've developed a pretty good relationship with that, and he's commented to me like one of the things that he does enjoy about me, is that he feels comfortable telling me all the stuff that he's doing, like all his cool wins and stuff like that, and that I don't seem to be jealous, that I am very celebratory of him. And I make a note of that when he's telling me stuff, to really like look him in the eyes and just be like, dude, that's awesome. Like, congratulations. Like, tell me more about it. And that's something I picked up from Be Friends and from Gary. And it's made its way into my life a good amount. I don't, I gotta make sure that I do a little better when I get home. Um, and I think I've written in my journal a couple of times now this week, is that like the issue that I'm seeing is a lot of my energy is just spent when in the morning, when I'm freshest, during the day when I'm at work or the kids are at school, and then I'm just at my lowest point when I get to spend time with them. And then on the weekends when I have plenty of time with them, I almost feel like hungover from the work week, and then I just want to relax more. So I don't I got to make it a priority to give them a little bit more of me on the weekends, and start having some of these conversations where I'm kind of undoing the work that I typically do when I go home and I talk poorly about my work day or people around me, and I try to double down on the weekends and get some niceness in there, some wins, some W's, some gratitudes.
yeah. So you're saying like you're having a hard time like saving your good juju for your kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I've also gone through that as well. A lot. I mean, I think I'm a lot better at it now than maybe, I don't know, maybe 3 years ago. Um, one thing that does help is if I had a bad day, like I just don't talk about that stuff. I will. It's kind of like how we talked. I think we talked a few weeks ago about like I forget the topic, but we are talking about how we ask people questions. The new when you meet a new dad or a new
Hmm.
parent and you're trying to form some kind of relationship, I much rather ask questions and have them talk than me talk. So
Yeah.
really simple, something that helps is I'll just ask them questions.
Yep.
But then the work is trying to ask questions beyond how was your day? What'd you do? What was something you learned today? Because at
Yeah.
the end of the day, the answer is I don't know. It was good. But
Well,
that's something that gets me out of that is like if I don't have anything good to share, then make somebody else share
focus on
or
them.
invite
Yeah.
somebody else to share.
My I don't know what the word is. I want to say juxtaposition, but I don't know if this is the right way to use it. But my
I
like
love that word. Let's use it.
my and it confuses me a little bit. So in the Stoic readings and in the Daily Dad readings, because they can be very similar. He has moments and he has that talks about like listen more than you speak, right? But then
Mhm.
there's also points he makes of like, and I think it was pretty recently where it was like, how well do we really know our parents? Because our parents didn't really talk much about themselves. Like, how much do our kids really know us? Like, are our kids going to grow up and get into the point of like adulthood and then be like, oh, this is what it's like. My dad never actually told me what it was like to have the stress of a mortgage and like all this stuff. And it's like, if you're hiding all the, not hiding, but if you're trying not to talk about all the bad stuff and the stressful stuff and the negativity, and you just want to talk about them. And it makes sense because they're the center of our world while they're in this young stage. Our main focus should be raising them. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like how much it's a balance is what it is.
You mean
There's
like
never a right
how much
answer. How
you
much do you
mean
speak versus listen? And when you speak, like what are you speaking about? But yeah,
yeah.
I don't
Well,
know.
it might I
It's
mean, we talked about this a few days ago too, or periodically where it's like, our idea of adulthood is based on like what we saw growing up.
yeah.
Um, and I talked about how like my parents, they were good with money, but I don't remember any like financial lessons I got. But then on
Hmm.
the other hand, it's like they probably gave me lessons, I just wasn't listening, or I was putting it off. That could also be the case too. But I think to kind of bounce back from that, to juxtapose that uh, with like our experience, at the very least, it's leaving the opening that they can ask questions because that relationship is there. It's like, yeah, okay, when they do move out, are they comfortable enough to ask us for help or for the knowledge
Hmm.
instead of because I was very much like, okay, I'm on my own. I'm going to figure this out. And I probably made a lot of mistakes that I probably could have asked for help for,
Yeah.
you know. So it might not be that like they're not going to move away and remember all this stuff, but they are going to remember that when they do get to that point, that we're there to, I don't know, catch them, help them, whatever, because we set the vibe.
Hmm. A dad's legacy story, a keepsake journal, family history book, failure. Yeah, I got one of those. I have not filled it out. My wife got me one, and then the grandparents one holiday. But yes, I've seen those books, David. I guess I could jump back the share screen, but this is what David linked basically Amazon dad's legacy story. So I'm
Oh
pretty
yeah,
sure it's
I've
an
seen.
empty book. It has a bunch of prompts and questions and stuff like that, and you fill it out and give it to them, and it helps you do you do some of that extra work like without taking time away from your time with them. Like when you have some quiet moments where you can write that stuff down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's a win.
Sharing so the kids have a realistic understanding.
Ryan
Go
also
ahead.
asked for for some parenting wins.
Oh yeah, that's right. He did do that.
Or during the holidays.
That's a good point, David.
What was that? What do you say?
I wish I could ask some of my parents those questions today. Like, I'm assuming that means like his parents have passed.
Yeah.
And it would be something that he wished he had. So, I'm sure that's why some of those books and journals developed, is like, how great would it be to have that wisdom and have something to look back on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of my wins was from our related to this, to the journaling. Then dang, already 7:08. Jesus.
Time flies when you're painting dogs.
Yeah. I got a journal for me and Kristen. I think I probably saw something like this journal somewhere, was where I thought of it. But last year, I mentioned before that we tried like the Parrot app, which was kind of a crash, ended up not working. But like a low stakes, low pressure journal for me and Kristen to write in
together,
periodically, just to kind of like keep pieces of like ourselves as we're parenting, all that jazz. So far, we've both added 3 entries. And it's
it's together, right?
It's one book. Just a journal. We keep it out so they can, so we each see it. And maybe at some point the kids will pick it up and be like, oh, this is cute. My parents write to each other. So
is it empty or prompted?
No, it's empty. Just okay. Writing,
whatever.
Kristen had a tough day on Monday. And she wrote about it and said that, she wasn't the best, and that's all it is. Just like putting
that would be even cool to like, I like that idea of just having it like open and a pen like in the communal space, and like it be a place to share gratitude, share wins, drop a like you guys, like you just said Kristen did, like, I had a shitty day and I just want to unload some of it right here on the page.
Yeah. And so far it's been a positive experience. I did have an idea to get like a journal for each kid, but I was like, that's a lot of writing, then I'm definitely going to fail. So
yeah, we've tried like we've tried like a 1 line a day. Like Amy was doing that with the girls, the 1 line a day or something journals, and they all failed hard.
I even just got them sketchbooks, and I think they go back to them once in a while. So
yeah.
So I don't know if we talked about the reading today, Dom, but I know we definitely read. But I do feel better.
We talked about it. I mean, we talked about the reading way more than Ann and Ryan talked about the reading yesterday, if we're gonna compare for comparison's sakes.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're good. It all circles to it.
As always, Dom, I feel better talking with you in the mornings. So thank you.
100%. And thank you to everybody in the chat for showing up, hanging out with us, because you guys make it better too. Otherwise, Jason and I would just be on a private FaceTime call. Like, if you guys didn't show up and hang out with us and drop in some of your knowledge. Appreciate you, Greek Mike, and then all of our listeners and lurkers as they commute to work or walk around the neighborhood looking amazing with their mustaches. Thank you all very much. And Ryan will be on today in a couple hours. I have an alarm in my phone now. I'm gonna try to make it. I don't think I'm gonna jump on stage because I want that to be the Ryan and Ann show, which makes me laugh because Ann has like 3 other shows. The girl just wants to be on Twitch all the time, I think is what it is. She's got a lot of knowledge. She's got a lot to talk about. She loves the camera. I know she doesn't, so that's what makes it funny. So yeah, tune into Ryan today, and then we'll be back tomorrow for sure.
All right.
Right?
It was a great day, y'all.
Thank you. See you, everybody. Bye now.